that are reporting on the fiscal year or just off schedule, and they never make the earnings all-stars videos. So I collected 5 of the charts that you should be waiting for later on this month that are still coming with their earnings reports. These are some you really have to check out. They're some of the hottest on the street, and I'm giving them some love this time, so let's check them out. Okay, the first chart that you should really be watching that we're going to be waiting for is Nike, ticker NKE, of course. And it's got a great earnings track record with just those 2 misses, including one during the pandemic, which was kind of surprising. But remember, they're a global company and they were getting hit early by the coronavirus in China, which is a huge part of their business. But China has recovered. And now the US has, but what's happening in Europe? Still a lot of lockdowns there, could still be a little dicey. So this is definitely one to watch for the global retail trade and whether or not this is really going to be a pandemic reopen trade, or if the pandemic sales, where we are all working out and doing stuff at home, is over. This is definitely one of the huge key retailers you should be watching. Then we're going to switch it over to Adobe. I never get a chance to talk about this one, ticker ADBE, but here it is, and look at that chart. It only has that one miss in 2018, marring its otherwise perfect record of meeting or beating. And given how little and short these little green arrows are, I would think there's some just meets in there, but that still counts. And the chart is looking good. Now, these shares are like a lot of the big tech companies that basically stalled out there in 2020, waiting for some kind of catalyst. They have broken down a bit here on this 2021 tech sell-off. But is that justified, or are you getting it a little bit cheaper? It's trading at 39 times, so it's not that cheap. But this is definitely one on the tech side you're going to want to be watching this month. Then again, on the tech side, Micron. I have covered Micron on its like off period before on the earnings all-star video because it's such a fan favorite. It's got this great track record as well, with just one miss as well. There in 2019, Micron shares holding on to most of this bust out that it's having here in 2021. Just a little bit of sell-off on this tech sell-off. And it's among the cheaper of these tech type of stocks, trading at 19 times. That's not as cheap as it was back then in 2016, 2017, when it had a single digit forward PE, but it's cheaper than some of the others in its group. And so this is kind of a value play here, but everybody's going to be tuning in because it is, as I said, a fan favorite. Then we're going to switch back over to retail with RH, ticker RH, one of the most popular of the furniture retailers. I own this in my own personal portfolio and did buy many years ago, and I've just been holding on. The shares, as you can see, putting together some big beats there in 2020 as everybody raced to buy stuff for their home. But will that continue? One of the things that has a opportunity for RH, however, is its expansion into Europe, which is delayed a bit because of the coronavirus and them not being able to basically get over there and oversee construction on some new shops, especially some galleries, especially in the UK. And they've announced Paris and a couple other locations, but that's all still to come. How much of that is priced in? We don't know. These shares have pulled back a little bit on this overall growth stock retrenchment here in 2021. It's still pretty expensive, trading at 23 times, but not as expensive as some of the tech stocks. This is definitely one that we're going to be waiting for. And then we're going to wrap it up with one of the other big time growth retailers, Lululemon, ticker LULU. I also own this one in my own personal portfolio because if you can't beat them, you might as well join them, right? And everybody loves Lulu, and they still do. They're growing their men's business at a quick pace as well. So don't think you're left out just because you're a guy. They expect it to be, I believe, at least 20% of the business shortly, and they are on track to get to those projections. and a lot of other key initiatives for them. But some people think that this is really a pandemic play. We won't be wearing our yoga pants to work for much longer. So why stay in the stock? You can see it's weakened there to start 2021, but it's got a great earnings track record with just that one miss in 2020 off of the pandemic. Remember, they are global and they've got big business in China and all of Asia Pacific, actually. How much has that rebounded? It has over the last couple of quarters, but Europe has got to be hitting a bit. And what's happening in the US, we don't know. But this is definitely one of the key retailers to watch this month. So as you can see, these are some charts definitely worth waiting for as we head towards the end of March 2021. And, that's kind of like the lull before the next earnings quarter begins, but it's not too dull. As you can see, we've got a lot of hot stocks reporting then, and I'm going to be checking out all of them during this entire period. Even though there's no more videos until the next quarter begins, I will be tweeting out as many charts as possible. So be sure to tune in on my Twitter feed or StockTwits feed at Tracy Reinick, where you'll find all of these charts and all my videos. And I'll see you again next earnings quarter with some more charts.